Welcome back to Movie Rewind. Today I will recap for you an action, crime, drama film from 2021 titled Kate. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. Tokyo, Japan. Kate is a career assassin and expert sniper who works alongside her handler and trusted mentor, Varric. After Kate was orphaned as a child, Varric raised her as a father figure, the only family she has ever known. From a very young age, Kate was provided extensive training in both weapons and hand-to-hand combat, before eventually graduating to Varric's team of elite wetwork mercenaries. One night, while out for a nighttime run, Kate observes a young Japanese girl at a vending machine which makes her think back to 10 months ago in Osaka. Kate is there targeting a high-ranking member of a powerful Yakuza syndicate. After being dropped off at the location, and enjoying a bottle of Boom Boom Lemon, Kate approaches the waiting security and kills them with a small extendable weapon before leaving them in the vacant warehouse. She accesses her vantage point by scaling the nearby scaffolding, and confirms through her earpiece the target is in the arriving SUV. The rear door is opened, and Kate is given the green light, but the presence of a young girl causes her to hesitate. Kate reports that there is a protocol violation, but the target is confirmed a second time and the window is closing, so Kate reacquires the objective and takes the shot, delivering 2 lethal shots to the head and neck. Seeing this, the SUV driver is ordered to drive off, and the young girl is left behind, holding her deceased father. Back in the present, Kate meets with Varric to express her interest in retiring. She has been in the business for as long as she can remember, never having the opportunity to experience any of the normal things in life. Additionally, the deviation from Kate's one and only rule, no children, continues weighing on her conscience. Varric contends that normalcy will quickly become boring, and he urges her to reconsider as they are very close to several end goals, but Kate's mind has already been made up. She agrees to partake in one final mission but asserts that it will be her last. Later, perhaps hoping for an early taste of normality, Kate puts on makeup and a brand new dress to go enjoy a glass of wine at the hotel bar. It's not long before she is approached by a man named Steven, who breaks the ice with a cheesy pickup line, but Kate plays along and they end up engaged in conversation. Soon after, Kate invites Steven up to her room, where after having sex, she memorizes his address out of habit. The rendezvous has to be cut short when Varric messages that they are on for tonight. While taking her position atop a downtown building, Kate becomes lightheaded and dizzy when peering through her scope. She tries to fight through it, but the symptoms make for an errant shot, representing Kate's first missed target in over 12 years. Requests for a new shooting window are subsequently denied, but Kate pursues the vehicle from the rooftops anyway and fires again as the target changes cars. Unwilling to accept failure, especially on her final mission, Kate carjacks a neon pink tuner vehicle and leads the police on a high-speed chase through downtown Tokyo. The recurring spells of dizziness cause a collision with a parked car, and Kate's vehicle rolls over several times before coming to a rest upside down. Knocked unconscious by the crash, Kate wakes in the hospital to the sound of a doctor's voice. The tests reveal she is suffering from acute radiation syndrome, the specific cause determined to be polonium-204. Although Kate is aware that she is likely terminal, it still shocks her to learn that she has less than 24 hours remaining. Realizing that it must have been Steven who poisoned her, Kate sneaks out of her hospital room, pickpockets a patrol officer for his gun, and holds the doctor at gunpoint to obtain whatever stimulants and drugs she can get her hands on. Next, Kate uses the address she had committed to memory to locate Steven and interrogate him at his home. Steven and his girlfriend have spent years indebted to the Kijima crime family. A senior Yakuza member, Sato, offered to erase the debt and grant their freedom in exchange for this one final task. Their search for a fresh start draws empathy from Kate, as she had been striving for the same thing by retiring. She allows Steven to live and next goes to see Varric, insisting he disclose the identity of their target. The mark had been Kijima himself, head of the largest crime family in Tokyo, and whose younger brother, Kentaro, was the man Kate killed in Osaka. Varric says confidently that Kijima won't expose himself again, but Sato, on the other hand, can often be found at a restaurant called the Black Lizard. After a quick stop at a convenience store to piece together a homemade silencer, Kate finds Sato arriving at the Black Lizard. Obviously short on time, Kate enters the private dining room and begins killing Sato's men, as she searches for answers. Sato admits to having Kate poisoned but claims he has no knowledge of Kijima's whereabouts, so Kate shoots him as well and offers his colleague a chance to answer. As the room fills with Yakuza men responding to the commotion, Kate holds their boss hostage, still demanding answers. After getting nowhere, Kate goes to execute the boss, but her pistol malfunctions and a drawn-out fight ensues. Combining hand-to-hand techniques with whatever knives and projectiles she can find, Kate systematically takes out at least a dozen Yakuza in total, leaving blood and bodies strewn about the restaurant until just a single man remains. Terrified, and hoping to save himself, he offers up Kijima's niece, Ani, and tells Kate where to find her. Kate follows the intel to a busy nightclub, where she searches through the crowd. Seeing Ani's face, Kate recognizes her as the girl from the Osaka operation, Kentaro's daughter. After moving past her initial surprise, Kate retrieves the nearby defibrillator and subdues the two men watching over Ani. The girl is forcefully removed from the club, however, she escapes Kate's grasp outside and runs away to a nearby alley. Kate catches up to Ani there and fires a warning shot to end the chase. Much like the others Kate has spoken to, Ani has no direct line to Kijima. She always reaches him through her uncle's closest advisor, Renji. Kate gets Renji on the phone and sets a meeting in 1 hour. Either Kijima shows up there, or he'll never see his niece again. Soon after, Renji convenes with his senior leaders and forbids them from informing Kijima. His most trusted man, Shinzo, is held back after the meeting. In a thinly veiled message to Shinzo, Renji orders him to kill Ani, and Shinzo confirms that he understands. Meanwhile, Kate stops in a public restroom to treat her radiation sickness. Her teeth have begun falling out, and open wounds are showing up on her skin. After trimming her hair with scissors and patching herself up best she can, Kate confines Ani in the restroom and sets off for the nearby meeting. It is Shinzo who arrives at the meeting point, accompanied by a team of Yakuza, but absent Kijima. He goes for his gun when confronted, but Kate beats him to the draw, landing a shot on Shinzo's upper arm. She then sets off on another killing spree, destroying the surrounding restaurant but eliminating every Yakuza that she encounters. In the meantime, Ani frees herself from the stall and breaks out of the bathroom, where she finds Shinzo waiting, all the while still unaware that he was sent there to kill her. Shinzo readies his gun, preparing to turn it on Ani, but Kate arrives in the nick of time and lets out a scream as she shoots him repeatedly. Now knowing that Ani is useless in luring out Kijima, Kate leaves the girl behind and sets out to locate him through other avenues. She reconsiders abandoning her after learning Ani has herself become a target, viewed as a vital asset in her family's internal power struggle. In addition to her access and knowledge of the city's geography, Ani offers her help with Kate's ongoing medical issues and the two form an unlikely partnership. Now working in tandem, Ani leads Kate to a luxury high-rise, where she diverts security attention to grant Kate access to Renji's boyfriend, Jojima. There, Jojima takes advantage of a brief distraction to knock the gun away from Kate and confront her in hand-to-hand combat. The exchange leads them all over Jojima's condo, where he stabs Kate with a pair of scissors, and she in turn arms herself with the stems of broken champagne flutes. Ani recovers the gun, though she's clueless when it comes to using it, so she saves Kate by picking up a nearby hammer and bludgeoning the back of Jojima's head. Using a device found in the condo, Renji is located via cellular tracking, and he is isolated there and held at gunpoint until he gives up Kijima's location. With just hours left to live, and her symptoms ever worsening, Kate begins to accept the futility of her situation. She calls her lone friend, Varric, to issue a brief but emotional goodbye, then boards a cab and lays her head to rest on Annie's shoulder. At the old family residence, Kate finds Kijima there, calmly prepared to accept his fate. The attack on Kate, however, was not done to avenge Kentaro's death. It was the greed within his family that ultimately led to Kate being poisoned, merely a small slice of a much larger plan. Renji had entered into an agreement with Varric to assume control of the crime family. Varric would kill Kijima and all of his blood relatives, and Renji would incorporate Varric's team into the crime syndicate under new leadership. Sharing this, Kijima asks to die with honor and turns his back to Kate. At the same time, Varric arrives at the house and finds Ani waiting outside. Hoping to isolate the orphan girl and recruit her to his team, Varric reveals that it was Kate who pulled the trigger in Osaka. Upon exiting the house, Kate is confronted by a tearful Ani. She begins to explain but Ani shoots her in the face, then gets into the car with Varric. Kate regains consciousness on the front lawn, the wound being non-fatal. Kijima, whose life was also spared, appears with one of the adrenaline shots to help her recover. Aware that Kate is close to death, Kijima provides a small army of men to join her assault on Renji's headquarters. After a prolonged gunfight, with losses incurred by both sides, Renji comes face to face with Kijima, who offers a traditional duel to settle their feud. Both men abandon their firearms and unsheath their classic swords, but Kijima swiftly defeats his former advisor and beheads him for good measure. Meanwhile, Kate storms the top floor of the building, eliminating everyone in her path. She eventually makes her way to Varric, who is holed up with Ani at gunpoint, and a contentious standoff ensues. Both guns are drawn, but Kate again prevails. Varric is fatally shot in the abdomen, and Ani assists the dying Kate onto the balcony. In her final moments, Kate reconciles with Ani for killing her father. Finally at peace with herself, Kate closes her eyes for good. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Please leave a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel to see more.